Hey, what's up, man? I have no idea if this is working or not, but I just thought that it was important to give it a shot, man. If it's working, okay. Welcome to the West Side Populist podcast, podcast version of my Substack, the West Side Populist. My name is Miguel Ortega, and today is what, January 18th, 2025. And it's like 7:20, so what, 8:29, 28, 10:20 on the East Coast. And the reason I felt it was important to at least try to get a podcast on Substack is because I'm getting Y2K vibes. So if anybody remembers the 2000 Y2K thing, everybody was freaking out on January 31st, 1991, New Year's Eve, because supposedly, since the theory was that computers were not set up to understand the switching from 1999 to 2000, something about how the year is understood by computers or whatever, and that because of that everything was going to crash and there was going to be economic, consequences and all kinds of stuff, right? So I remember it fondly because I was working with my late suegro, Eddie Robles, que en paz descansa, and we had the duct tape going, brothers and sisters. We had the freaking what? We had like all the water, and we were ready for it, man. We were ready for the zombies to attack it, todo, man. So we taped up all the windows. I'm not sure why that was. We used duct tape, duct tape for that and all that. But anyways, so everybody was tripping out, and guess what? New Year's Day, 2000, year 2000, nada, crickets, nothing happened. So everybody's kind of tripping on the fact that TikTok may be going dark, you know, and on January 19th. So is it going to be East Coast? Is it going to be what? I don't know. And so I have TikTok going here on my cell phone just to see what's going on. It's still rolling. Let's see. Yeah, it's still up, And I posted something earlier today, and everything looks like it's working fine. Um pero so I want to just kind of just touch base. I haven't posted a lot on my Substack since summer. I have a lot of drafts that I've been working on. It turns out that I'm kind of like I'm a writer, but I'm not the kind of writer that churns things out, and throws them out quickly. I need to work on that, right? Pero so I haven't posted it much, and it's not because I haven't been writing. It's just because I haven't gotten anything out that's finished. Okay, so I had a lot of stuff in the what do you call it, the uh, uh, the pipeline, I guess, pero nothing that I released. But I wanted just to go ahead and just go for it with the podcast, because I want to go ahead and start working on things, and not so much because TikTok may go away. I don't think it's going to. I I would be surprised if it is. Just politically, I don't see it happening, right? I think that all these politicians and powerful voices that spoke up in favor of the ban did not realize that 170 million users would be politicized and would be mobilized in the way that they are. That is, it was like 50 million businesses going out of business would be a huge thing. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't. It's kind of weird because I used to be an aide for a council member. That was like what, 20 years ago, my younger days. And so my understanding is that there's a lot of you know aides that are relatively young, in their 20s and 30s, right? So that kind of fits the demographics of people who use TikTok. So were the politicians just not listening to their aides? Were the aides not really pushing and telling their bosses, "Hey, that's not a good idea to shoot for the banning of TikTok. You don't want to do that." Or were they just not listening? I don't get it. It just seems like they would have. It just seems like they would have said something, or persuaded them, or tried harder, or was it the fact that the politicians weren't listening? Well, one of the clues to that is that a lot of Zuckerberg, right? The Meta CEO, turns out that he has spent millions. I don't remember exactly the amount that he spent, but I think it was like 7 million or something like that. I'll take a look at that and see if I can find out. Apparently, he spent all these millions of dollars to lobby in support of the TikTok ban, right? So even though there could have been some young aides trying to talk their bosses out of it, perhaps the politicians just saw the money coming in and it was just um, too much to not to say no, right? That could have been in. So let me see here. How much? Let's see. I'm gonna find out here. All right, here we go. How much did Zucker pay lobbyist to ban TikTok? And the answer is mhm, $7.6 million that Meta spent on lobbying in the first quarter is by far the most it has ever spent. It is second highest spending quarter was the fourth quarter at 2021 when it reported spending 5.4 million. Yeah. Meta did not respond when it asked. Okay, so let's see what here. Meta Platforms and its subsidiaries spent a record high 7.6 million on lobbying the federal government in the first quarter of the year as the US Congress advanced legislation that could ban Instagram's chief competitor TikTok. I don't, so that's why, right? So that's why. But then there came the pushback. Then came the pushback. The other theory also is that TikTok was because of TikTok, there were a lot of eyes on Palestine and what was happening in Gaza, and so and because of that, there was some other lobbyists, right? APAC and others that were lobbying and trying to get TikTok banned because of the fact that there were a lot of people that were speaking out. They were seeing the horrible things that were happening in Palestine, and that was another political pressure. So there was monetary pressure and political pressure behind the lobbying efforts to do away with TikTok. But there was a big pushback, and so Biden kind of changed his tune. Trump is, for his egocentric reasons, started saying that he's supportive. And again, guys, we're at 728. Let me double check here what's going on. 728. Yep, TikTok is still up. Just to be clear, man, this is much bigger than TikTok. This is much. This is not just about a platform, right? This is not just about a social media platform, man. This is about people using a social media platform that's come the closest to being equitable, being just, being healthy for people that want to freely express their ideas with a healthy algorithm and to be able to make a little bit of money, right? Substack is following kind of that approach as well. I mean, real quick, a few years into Facebook, I think I started what 2005, 20, I'll say around 2009, I think is when I started using Facebook. And really soon after that, 2 or 3 years, I got this really weird feeling of like, hey, what am I doing, man? I'm working to make this billionaire richer. Maybe at that time he might have been just a millionaire, not a billionaire. Uh, so uh, what am I doing here, right? And so TikTok, I think, has started to make it easier for creators to monetize. Substack definitely is making it easier for creators to monetize. They realize, hey, man, they can't take it all. Because soon people are going to realize, wait, man, what is going on here? Why am I putting out my create all my creative good stuff out there and not and you're getting super rich and we're not getting anything, right? And not that it's about the money, but if my content is making you a billionaire, and the more that I post, that's using, the more content you have to make millions, and I don't get a dime of that, that's just not, that doesn't work. And so we're talking about here, which I think the politicians, quickly realize, it's not about, people making, becoming millionaires themselves. It was about, single moms paying the rent, working, families, finding a way to get their kid through school, and paying for college, uh, uh, getting food on the table, groceries, making your rent, getting caught up on your car payments, that kind of thing, right? And so it's the very least, and you can actually do that, man. You can actually compensate people for the content and still make billions of dollars, right? You can still do that, right? So uh, it reminds me of that one Red Talk guy, that this billionaire, I think that about 10 years ago, had this. Look it up. It's on the TED Talk, I think it is. Let me see what the guy's name is here. And he talked about how, hey, you all, billionaires, you need to, let's see here. Let me look for it. TED Talk. Warning, pitchforks. TED Talk. I'll see, find it right here. Yeah, this guy's name was Nick Hauner. He said, "Beware, fellow plutocrats. The pitchforks are coming for you." So if you haven't seen that YouTube video presentation, just search Nick Hanner, Hanauer, and it's called "Beware, fellow plutocrats. The pitchforks are coming," or something like that. And that is, let me take a look here, make sure that I'm giving you the right information. Yeah, the pitchforks are coming. And so he warned that, listen, man, and he was talking as a billionaire, right? Saying, hey, listen, fellow billionaires, I'm warning you. There's going to come a time when we have squeezed so much out of the working class. We have made it so hard for them to make ends meet, all for the purpose of enriching ourselves, that they're going to rebel. It's going to come a time where there's nothing to lose. We can't stay in our homes. We can't keep our homes. We can't, feed our kids. We can't educate our kids. It's going to come a time where the pitchforks are going to come. And so if you don't do something about it, and if you don't provide some kind of equity, and provide some, don't be so greedy and take it all, and find a way for everyone to be economically, able to feed their families, and live a proper life. If we don't do that, they're going to come after you. So really, what he was saying is that if you're not motivated by morality, be motivated by greed, because the more you try to take it all, the more you may lose it all. That was his argument. So that's kind of what's happening right now in real time with the whole TikTok thing, and Meta, right? People, I think, slowly are starting to realize, dude, you spent 7 point whatever hell $1 million to try to get TikTok banned, because that's your competition, so you can make more millions and billions on people who never get compensated for their content. Whew. Anyways, so all right, so I just wanted just to start. I'm kind of just like throwing it out. Literally, I have my little light thing that's kind of broken here in our office here, trying to get our first podcast going. So I don't think that this does not work like YouTube. I don't think, where you can bring in other people. I will do that, and I think that you can upload files. So I have to figure out how to do that. Upload files, and that I from my Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega uh, program on YouTube, and then upload it here. Or maybe this is all I can actually do. I think, I don't know, but I can't. This is just a very straightforward. video or audio podcast function or feature on Substack. I just felt that it would be a good thing to do tonight and just at least start playing with it. Okay. So, all right, Rasa. So here's what and everybody, here's what I wanted to really the message I wanted to get out to folks. Kind of a little bit of housekeeping in this during this special evening and day. Um, I'm deleting my Facebook account. I'm deleting uh, my uh, Messenger. I'm deleting my Instagram account. I've had them for about 15 years, maybe not Instagram, but Facebook for sure. I've had it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to participate in enriching this billionaire. He's got enough money. I'm not going to work for him. I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. In the spirit of Bob Dylan, that's where I'm coming from, man. I ain't doing it anymore. And so there's a lot of folks that I have been have I've yeah, friends and colleagues and social justice folks, community organizers, a lot of folks on there, and familia from Sonora and California, donde quiera, uh, that I'm going to lose contact with on that platform. But I just feel that it's time to go. It's time to go. And so I'm going to do it on Monday. It's where a lot of people looks like a lot of people are going to be dropping Facebook and Meta. They've already started dropping, and then stocks started going down for a while. Then it kind of went back up. The argument behind that, the reason behind the fact that the stocks numbers started going back up after a dip, is that Zuckerberg is actually laying people off. And I don't know how that actually works, but apparently the market recognized the fact that it is making some smart economic decisions by laying off staff, which made them more profitable or whatever. So it looked like it manipulated the market. So it looked like the stocks, started going up again, the ratings or whatever. What was I going with that? But anyways, so yeah, so I'm leaving Facebook, and you can follow me here. So here's the places you can follow me. You can follow me on Substack right here. I'm going to write. I'm going to do these podcasts, and I'll find a way to upload other files. If not, it's going to be just this basically me and you, or just a kind of a audio or video podcast, directly to you this way, straightforward, one camera, me and you, or or with other ways. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. So you can follow me. It's on Substack. You can follow me on YouTube with Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega. That's been kind of dormant as well for a while, and we're going to bring that back. And so you can follow me there. Search Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega, and you could also follow me on Blue Sky. I don't even know what my handle is on Blue Sky. I think it's Sonoran Populist. Let me take a look in here. Where is it? What am I? What did I call myself? Because Twitter's gone as well. So let's see. What am I talking about? What am I? Where's my profile? Profile. You can follow me on Sonoran Populist. Yeah, Sonoran Populist. Sonoran Populist. Yeah, yeah. You can follow me there as well. And so I'm kind of learning that. Hey, Twitter was a thing, Facebook was a thing, Instagram was a thing. We're all kind of learning how to use these other platforms, and even TikTok was kind of a thing there. So on TikTok, you can also follow me. Let me see, what am I calling myself on TikTok? At Barrio MC. Okay, at barrio.mc. Okay, at barrio.mc. That's where you can follow me there. All right. Okay. So once again, let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. Let's take a look where we're at. It's 7:39. Let me see. 7:39, which makes it 8 9, 9, 10:39 on the East Coast. And still TikTok is still up. So let me see if there's any news. Yeah. Oh man. What about Snoop Dogg, man? What a freaking sellout, man. Cannot believe he agreed to perform at the El Anaranjados inauguration f- pre pre-inauguration festivities. What a shame. Qué vendido. Uh, This guy's talking about Meta, and there's people like predicting that Mark Zuckerberg will buy TikTok, and all kinds of theories out there of what might happen. I don't know. My prediction is that it's going to stick around. Let's see here. What is it? No, under the desk news is a good one to find out to kind of follow, see what they're saying here. I think it's an old one. Yeah, it's an old one. Let me see what she says here recently. Let's see here. Do do do. When was this? When was this? There we go. Blah blah blah. I don't know if she's gonna give an update here or not. Let's see. Oh, all right. Okay. I don't think this is anything about TikTok. No. So she's not really giving a lot of. Okay. Not really seeing that much breaking news on what's going on. So we will see. Breaking news. Let's see here. TikTok update 4 hours ago. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, Trump saying most likely that he's going to fight to keep TikTok going. Yeah. Yeah, I think that there was a like a message from the TikTok CEO to the Biden administration saying asking for clarity because I guess the supporting platforms or apps like Google and uh, Apple needed assurances um, uh, over not getting fined, that they wouldn't get fined if they were to continue to support the TikTok platform. And so, and they did respond, earlier today, saying that I think the spokesperson said something like they're not going to fall for this stunt or something, that it's going to be in Trump's hands. So they weren't going to issue or provide any kind of clarity. I mean, who knows? Who knows? We'll find out, I guess, eight in an hour and 40 minutes, perhaps, if they're going with the East Coast time. Again, it's like Y2K, man. It's like Y2K. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'm gonna just wrap it up. It's 23 minutes. I think is long enough for a one-man podcast. This is the West Side Populist, and again, we're gonna do some more of these podcasts. Follow me on Blue Sky. Follow me. Okay, I have to write this stuff down. You know what? Work with me so I can get my act together. This needs to be roll off my tongue. So we're gonna do this right now. You are going to be with me as I get my crap together. All right. So let's start with TikTok. TikTok. Let's start with TikTok here a bit. I'm surprised my 8-year-old hasn't burst into the office here. TikTok. Okay, so let's see here. TikTok is going to be at barrio dot mc. And then Blue Sky is going to be, let's see here. I'm going to go to my profile. Yes, sir. A ver. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. That's going to be uh, at Sonoran Populist. Body dot Sonoran Populist. Okay, that's going to be that. Okay, and then let's see here. TikTok. And Substack is going to be, it's going to be that. Okay, blue. and then sub, it's gonna be the West Side Populist. Side pop, and then YouTube. It's gonna be Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega. Okay, so you guys are working here. Here's what needs to roll off my tongue, guys. You can find me on YouTube. I'm sorry, you can find me on TikTok at Barrio.mc. You could find me on Blue Sky at Sonoran Populist, or you can find me on Substack on and search for the West Side Populist, or you can find me on YouTube and search for Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega. Boom. One more time. You can find me at Barrio.mc on Blue Sky. You can find me at the West Side Populist on Substack. You can find me at Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega on YouTube. Did I do that right? Barrio MC, TikTok, Sonoran Populist on Blue Sky, the West Side Populist on Substack, and Grande Avenue with Miguel Ortega on YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 places to find me. Okay. All right, guys. Don't let that tie squeeze the chicanismo out your brain. Don't let that tie squeeze the chicanismo out your brain. Paz y guerra. Adios.